And here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a first look at the Weeylite Ninja 200 portable bicolor COB LED light. Now this retails at least directly through Viltrox, which I will include a link in the description. Viltrox did send this over for review purposes. I was not paid to review this, for those of you that are wondering. It sells for, I think right now, a little over $200 US. You'll pay more if you go through Amazon, but I'll include links to both. They are affiliate links, so in the event, you like the video and you make the purchase, I see something associated with my work. But all that aside, this is a 60-watt bicolor light that is app controllable, which I think is nice. But we'll all see what performance and how audible the fan noise is on it, because that's another important thing. In terms of lux, we're looking at over 70,000, 70,400 to be exact. The bicolor temp ranges from 2,800 to 8,500K, which fairly standard. 5,600 is the default. In fact, that's what I use pretty much all the time. Adjustable brightness, obviously high CRI rating, which is greater than 95. I mentioned the app control. They also have lighting effects. It's supposed to be lightweight. That's the whole idea behind the marketing, being that it is portable. And really, for me, it's going to be all about not just the light that's output by this, because that's kind of a given, but the app functionality and how loud or silent, as marketed, the fan operation is in keeping this little light cool. So this can be obviously ideal for still work, video work. It's really a matter of what you want to do with it. So let me go ahead, get that out of the way. There's a strap right there. We have, of course, our hood right out of the box, and the light is really small. So I'm going to get to that in a second. The power supply, also really small. A lot of length on this. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like it's going to cover your needs. Now, some of the charging adapters, the wall adapters, I should say, that's what they are, came out of the package already. Of course, the one I need is for the States, but they include, how many are there? I don't really have a top-down view of this. They're giving you 3. So you pretty much got every region covered, applicable, but this is the one I will be using, of course. And then, last but not least, the light itself, which I can already tell you is adorable, but I'm not surprised. You can't call something a ninja. I mean, not that ninjas are generally adorable, but the whole idea of, I think, dubbing this the Ninja is that it is extremely powerful and flexible, but yet silent. And that is what we're hoping for, right? You can see ventilation all on the top and the bottom, and basically the COB element. Let's see if I can pop this off. It says remove, and I need to unlock it. Sometimes my brain works, sometimes it doesn't. So I've looked at a lot of these. The last COB light that I checked out, which was pretty nice, but less expensive, not as robust build quality, was also a reputable manufacturer. But one of the things they were addressing in the revision, again, was specifically the amount of noise output. Because, of course, you don't want a light, if you're doing video work especially, that is going to be audible. This also, and I didn't mention this, but I'm seeing it now, has an, I believe that is, unless I'm losing it, I know there's an ambient light sensor on board this, I believe. So that's another thing. I may be incorrect about that, so don't quote me. But DC input right there, your Type-C port for connectivity, and then your dimmer, your control of the intensity of the light, also adjusting the M button is the mode button, so cycling through all the different modes. I may plug this in right now just to give you a little preview of that. And of course your on-off switch. But really, it is a Weeylite. It is a really adorable light, I can say that. So I like the look and feel. Construction is solid. The yoke feels good. The green color choice, well, that's a matter of personal preference, but I give them some points for creativity. Let's go ahead and get the power hooked up and see what this little 60-watter can do. Because, generally speaking, it's priced at a premium price point for a 60-watt light. I'm not going to mix any signals on that. There's no question, because there are a lot of no-name lights out there in this price range that are higher output than 60 watt. But what I think is nice about this is that I do think Viltrox is a reputable manufacturer. I cannot say that for a lot of other lights that are in this class. So let's go ahead and connect that right now. And let's see what the light output looks like just in a quick test. Very quick. And I don't even really need to put this on right now. It's nice that it does come with, but most do in this day and age. It's not unheard of to have essentially everything you need out of the box at this price point. The app is what I'm really interested in, because right now I use GVM lighting in the studio, and I really like the GVM lighting, but I always am hoping to see a revision on the software side. So let's go ahead and power this on. Wow. Okay, so it's already going through, it seems like a scene, because I'm not getting constant light here. But hopefully you're able to see the readout, because that's really the premise. Let me make sure that you are. And if I go ahead and hit mode, you can now see we're at 100% brightness at 8500 Kelvin. And of course we can dial that down. And I'm going to do that off camera so you get a real idea. So here we are at 100%. Again, very cool at 8500K. Let's take it all the way down. And you can step by individual percentage points. We're now down, well, that's 0. Here's 1%. Okay? 1%. Now let's jump up to 20%. Now we're up at 50%. Hopefully you're seeing the difference here. And last but not least, all the way back up to 100%. And I mean, it looks clean to me. Obviously, since my studio lights are operating at 5600K, this isn't going to look exactly how you'd want. But let's jump through some of these modes. So power is at 100%, speed, fast, scene is fire, so campfire. And you can see that effect obviously going right now. Next scene, well, no, excuse me. Let's cycle through that, because it is a multifunction button. This is not a new thing to have a multifunction button here, so you can press that in. So you can control the speed. You can see now I've set it to slow. And you can see the effect that has. A little more natural. And then there's normal, which I just set to. Now I click out of that. Each time you depress the dial, that's how you switch through the power, speed, and scene. Now I'm going to change this. Let's see. We have camera flash. And you can change the speed on this as well. Television. Again, you can change the power and speed on all of these scenes. I'm just taking you through everything they've got. It's amazing how far these little COB lights have come. They really have done some amazing stuff. Now, generally, I like RGB, but bicolor is certainly more than enough for most of you out there, because RGB is not a necessity. I mean, if you're really trying to get creative and do, edgy stuff, that's where that comes in. That was the fireworks, by the way. You can see all the different modes here as I do it, kind of flickering light bulb. And we're back to campfire. And again, you are able to jump through all of, again, the power and the speed just by pressing the actual dial. Now, in terms of how audible the fan is, it's audible. I mean, I can hear it right now, and I'm going to bring it up to my lav so you can hear it. But it's fairly silent. It's not really too loud, in my opinion. So, looks pretty good. Now, in terms of color temperature, because I didn't do this, so let's do it right now. Let's warm things up, okay? Let's go all the way to 2800K. And again, for a 60 watt light, this thing's pretty powerful. Just panning around the studio, and it's lighting things up. If I want to do a straight color match to what I'm using presently, which again is 5600K, let's do it. And right now we're sitting at 5600, right there. That's 5600. So if I take this away, you can see that's what 5600 looks like without this light in the mix. If I bring this up, incorporate it in, you can see things got much brighter just now. But this is high intensity considering that it's not diffused in any way, and it is literally a foot, well, a little over 2 feet away from my hand. But again, get rid of it. Ooh, it is hot. I shouldn't have brought it that close to my body. And back on the hand. Pretty clean looking light. So we'll see how it performs, but right now, again, feels solid, looks good. I almost made myself blind just now. You have your lighting effects. You have the standard bicolor temperature range that you'd expect to get. And I like the yoke, like little green accents, a little bit of flair on something that you don't necessarily get. Strap and instructions are right there. And overall, it looks like the Weeylite is exactly what it is, a little ninja of bicolor LED goodness. Now, whether or not it's right for you, I'll hopefully be able to give you full impressions on this. But generally, Viltrox, the few products I have gotten from them for review purposes have been solid. Sometimes, they may not be best in class, but they often, without any question, are worth the price point that they come in at. And that's why I respect Viltrox as a company, is that you're not going to get any crap from them, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So you get what you pay for with them, whether we're talking about lights or lenses, which I've covered in the past. So I'm expecting good things from this little light. And the fact that it has firmware upgrade capability, and hopefully the app is going to be good. I mean, that's what I'm really hoping for. This just looks like a really flexible little light that can go anywhere. And again, it fits in the palm of your hand. It may come with a big bag, but you do not need a big bag to use this. And the fact that you've got everything out of the box that you need, it's a complete package, again, for a little over 200 US. I think on Amazon right now it's selling for about 270. If you go through Viltrox, as I stated, it's a little over 200. Either way, hopefully this introduces you to a new product that you may need, that could be a vital component, and to your, again, still or video work. And that's just part of what I like to share with all of you. And that's why when Viltrox asked if I was interested in the Ninja 200, I said, of course I am. It's adorable, affordable, and doesn't seem like it gets too loud, and it puts out clean light. That seems like a nice package. So I will test it more and get it mounted up, get it diffused, and we'll see how well it operates. The app, again, is going to be a deciding factor, because I feel like light quality is easy to get these days. Again, with these smaller packages, it's another story. But then the next thing that is the most critical is the remote control capability, of course, and how silent the said lights are. They all tend to run hot. It's a matter of how quiet the cooling operation is. And there's no ambient light sensor. I don't know where that brain fart came from. Forget about that. But any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.